Alright, so this is the new Sportster. I'm going to be turning it into a little chopper. I'm thinking I'm doing 6/over tubes on the front. First order of business though is my right foot peg was broken. It was held on by zip ties at the dealership. This bolt won't go in all the way, so what I'm going to do is get them undone real quick. And I'm going to look down that hole to see if there's a broken bolt in it. Alright, so I got this removed. Now we got to get down in this hole and figure out what's going on here. So, you can see that something is down in there. It looks like the bolt broke off and they tried to extract it. And that's not looking good. There's barely any threads in there compared to the other one. You can see. So I guess step one on the Sportster is to get that piece out of there and to get this re-threaded. Alright, so gonna have to work on extracting that. And I think about the only way I'm gonna be able to do that is to take this exhaust off. So let's go ahead and get this exhaust off. Alright, so that was pretty easy to get off. It was 2 bolts here and 2 bolts there, up there, and I don't know what that thing is, man. It looks like it just goes through a tube, but there's a little gasket thing. So now that that's off, we got easy access to the hole. Alright guys, so here we have the Helicoil thread repair. It says drill size 2564. We have our 2564. It's roughly the same size as our insert here. We have our tool to insert, and we have our tap set. So we're gonna go ahead and drill that hole out. Alright y'all, so last night we attempted to drill this hole out, and try to find the bit real quick. The bit that I was using rounded, so we got another bit, and we were trying that. And I reached out to the Wizard on YouTube, and he said to get some cutting oil. So I got thread cutting oil, and he said just to go slow. So I actually went and got a cobalt alloy steel bit, and I got the cutting oil. So we're gonna see how it goes here. Freaking, I also brought safety glasses over. So let's get to it. This is a first for me. I've never done anything like this. Get some of this oil up in that hole. It's just gonna be a slow process, man. So that's how it looks here. We're making progress. Smooth hole. Alright, so just comparatively, this hole to this hole, I gotta go probably about twice the distance now. Alright, so as you can see, I've made it all the way through, and there's actually a little chunk of the old threads right there at the back. That's gonna be plenty deep for my insert. Took a fat Q-tip like that and cleaned out all the shavings. I'm gonna do it once more, cover it in oil, and throw it all the way down there and try to clean it out really well before I try the tap process. Alright, so the idea now is you take your cutting oil and this thing, and we're gonna bore out new threads. Once the new threads are in there, we're gonna take this little bastard and the little installation tool, and you take this installation tool and you thread it through, and it finally catches on that piece right there, and then you thread that into the new threads. So then that is going to be the correct thread pitch for your other bolt. That's the plan anyways. Alright, so I gotta go get a pick so I can get that old piece of thread out and my thread tool. Alright, so here goes nothing. I have never done this in my life. I've only ever seen it on the internet. Trying to do my best to keep it straight. Oh, well, that's not cool. I broke my little tool. So that's all I get for that. Alright, so update. I must have threaded it a little sideways. And there was about this much sticking out of the frame. So what I did is I just took a pair of dikes and I twisted it and cut it right there. And I am able to get my foot control on. The shaking comes from that bar there, and it's solid. It's a forward control, but you can see there's a gap there. So for right now, as far as the build goes, we're going to call it a go and keep going forward.